All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest mysteries out there. How in the world do some websites shoot to the top of Google while others just vanish? Well, it turns out it's not magic. It's about mastering what we're calling the ranking trifecta. You know the feeling, right? It's the question that drives so many of us crazy. You've poured your heart into a website, you've got great stuff to share, but you're nowhere to be found. It feels like this impossible puzzle, but I promise you it's not. There are very real, very clear strategies that the top sites use to get where they are. And the key, the real secret sauce, is this idea of the ranking trifecta. It's a simple framework that breaks down the whole complicated world of SEO into three core pillars. If you can get these three things right, you're not just playing the game, you're setting yourself up to win. So let's dive into the very first pillar. First up, we've got content optimization. This is, without a doubt, the heart and soul of your website. Think of it as the substance, the actual value you're providing. It's not just what you say, but how you say it, how you structure it, and how you make it insanely useful for the person on the other side of the screen. This right here, this quote basically sums up the entire game today. Seriously, the old days of trying to trick Google with keyword stuffing and other weird tactics, they're long gone. Google is way too smart for that now. The number one rule, the golden rule, is to create content for people. Real, helpful, reliable stuff that actually benefits a human being. So how do we actually create this people-first content? Well, it breaks down into a few key steps. First, you've got to do your homework with keyword research to find out what people are actually searching for. Then you need a magnetic title, something that practically begs to be clicked in a sea of search results. From there, your goal is to create the single best resource on that topic. It's a strategy some call the skyscraper technique. Find the best and then build something even better. And finally, you have to use multimedia. Images, videos, you name it, because nobody wants to read a giant wall of text. And speaking of quality, you're going to hear this acronym a lot. EEAT. It stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. You can basically think of this as Google's quality checklist. It's like it's asking, does this person have real-world experience with this? Are they an expert? Is this website a known authority? And bottom line, can we trust this information? This isn't just a nice to have. For some topics, it's absolutely critical. Okay, now for the nitty-gritty. These are the things on the page itself that you have 100% control over. Your title tag, that's your billboard in the search results. The meta description is your elevator pitch to earn that click. Header tags break up your content and make it readable. Even your images need alt text to tell Google what they're about. And simple descriptive URLs and internal links help guide both users and search engines through your site. They're all small signals that add up to a big message of quality. And that brings us to pillar number 2, technical excellence. Look, if content is the beautiful house you've built, then technical SEO is the solid foundation, the plumbing, and the electricity. Without it, the whole thing falls apart. This is all the behind-the-scenes magic that makes your site fast, crawlable, and secure. So what exactly is technical SEO? In the simplest terms, it's about making your website easy for search engines to understand and delightful for humans to use. Are there any dead ends blocking Google's crawlers? Does your site load in a blink? Is it secure? You could write the greatest article in history, but if your site has major technical problems, it might as well be invisible. And believe me, speed matters. A lot. It's been an official Google ranking factor for over a decade. Still not convinced? Just like at Walmart, they discovered that by shaving their load time down from 4 seconds to just 1, their conversions shot up. We've all been there. If a site is slow, we leave. It's that simple. Google knows this, and it rewards speed. Here are a few absolute non-negotiables for your technical foundation. First, your website must be amazing on mobile. It's not optional anymore. You've got to give Google a roadmap to your site with an XML sitemap. Keep your URLs clean and simple. Use hyphens, not underscores. And for goodness sake, make sure your site is secure with HTTPS. These are the table stakes in today's world. All right, on to our third and final pillar, building authority. This one is all about your reputation. It's about moving beyond what you say about yourself and focusing on what the rest of the web says about you. This is how you build deep, lasting trust and credibility. I absolutely love this analogy because it makes so much sense. A link from another website is basically a word-of-mouth referral. And just like in real life, some referrals mean more than others, right? A recommendation from a world-renowned expert carries a lot more weight than one from a random stranger. Search engines think the exact same way. Now, it's super important to know there are 2 kinds of links. Internal links are the ones on your own site, connecting your own pages. You control these and they're great for navigation. But the real powerhouse for authority is external links, or backlinks. These are the links coming from other sites to you. These are the votes of confidence, and you don't control them. You have to earn them. So you're probably thinking, okay, how do I earn these things? Well, it's all about quality, not quantity. You can write guest posts on other respected sites or try something called broken link building, where you find dead links and offer your content as a replacement. But honestly, the most powerful, sustainable way to build authority is to just create things that are so valuable, so interesting, so useful that people want to link to them. Think original research, ultimate guides, amazing infographics. Okay, we've covered the 3 pillars: content, technical, and authority. Now let's tie it all together. Because here's the most important part. These aren't 3 separate checklists you work through. They're deeply, deeply connected parts of one single strategy. They're like the 3 legs of a stool. If you take one away, the whole thing falls over. You can't have one without the others. Amazing content on a slow, broken site will never be seen. A technically perfect site with no content is just an empty shell. It all has to work together. And at the very center of it all, the thing that holds it all together is that core idea we started with: creating people-first value. So if you only remember one thing from this, let it be this. Modern SEO is not about tricks. It's not about loopholes. It's a long-term strategy built on the simple foundation of being genuinely helpful. If you focus on creating the best, most useful, most reliable information you can, you are already on the right path. Google's job is to find that content, and it gets better at it every single day. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question about what's next. As AI starts giving us direct answers instead of just a list of blue links, we're moving from search engines to answer engines. So will our strategies have to change too? Is the future less about search engine optimization and more about answer engine optimization, or AAO? That, my friends, is the next frontier we're all about to explore together.